I lied to my devious coworker about having my wallet, so she tried to dine and dash. My coworker and I both worked the electronics section at Target. We'd been on the same shift rotation for almost 2 years, and somewhere along the way, she decided we were best friends. Every Friday around 11:30, she'd appear at my register with that smile. Lunch at the diner, she'd say. The place across the parking lot had become our spot, except it was never really our spot, because I was always the one paying. The first time it happened, she seemed genuinely embarrassed. Her card declined at the register, and she promised to Venmo me the $14 that night. I didn't think much of it. The second time a week later, she'd forgotten her purse in her car. Then her bank app wasn't working. Then she just paid rent and was waiting for her paycheck to clear. Every single Friday for 6 months, I heard a new excuse. I started keeping track in my phone. January 12th, $14. January 19th, $16. January 26th, $18. The list went on. By July, I'd paid $340 for her meals, and she hadn't sent me a single dollar. The payment requests I sent through Venmo sat there marked as seen, but ignored. Last Friday morning, I decided enough was enough. When my coworker came bouncing over at 11:30, I was ready. "Hey, lunch at the diner," she asked. I smiled and said, "Sure, but I already ate at home, so I'll just grab coffee and keep you company." Her face flickered with something I couldn't read, but she said, "Okay, cool." We walked across the parking lot, and I made sure to leave my wallet in my locker. Inside the diner, we sat in our usual booth by the window. She ordered the bacon cheeseburger with fries and a Coke. The combo meal was $18.50. I ordered a small black coffee for $3. Her food arrived, and she took exactly 2 bites before flagging down our waitress. "Excuse me, there's something in my food," she said. The waitress leaned in confused. "I don't see anything, man." My coworker pointed at the burger. "There's definitely a hair right there." I saw it. I looked at the burger. There was no hair. The waitress apologized profusely and brought the plate back to the kitchen. 5 minutes later, a fresh identical burger appeared. My coworker ate 3 more bites and called the waitress over again. "I'm really sorry, but I think this lettuce is brown. It tastes off." The waitress's smile was getting tight, but she took the plate again. The manager came out this time. He placed a 3rd burger in front of my coworker and asked if everything was okay now with a tone that suggested he knew exactly what was happening. She smiled sweetly and said, "Perfect, thank you." She ate the entire meal, every single fry, drained her Coke. When the waitress brought the check, my coworker pulled out her phone and made a show of tapping the screen. "Do you guys take Apple Pay?" she asked. The waitress shook her head. "Cash or card only, sorry." My coworker's eyes went wide and she turned to me. "Oh my god, I completely forgot they don't do Apple Pay here." She laughed nervously. "Can you cover this? I'll Venmo you literally as soon as we get back." I took a slow sip of my coffee. "Can't," I said. Left my wallet in my locker. The color drained from her face. "What?" I shrugged. "I told you I wasn't eating, remember? I only brought enough for coffee." Her voice got higher. "But you always have your wallet." I smiled. "Not today. I don't." She started panicking. She called the waitress over and tried explaining that her card wasn't working and her friend didn't have money, and could they maybe just come back later? The waitress got the manager. He crossed his arms and looked at both of us. "Ma'am, you ate the entire meal. 3 plates, actually. Someone needs to pay." My coworker turned to me, practically begging now. "Please, just this once. I swear I'll pay you back today." I leaned back in the booth and looked her directly in the eyes. "You owe me $340 from the last 6 months. Every single Friday I have the receipts. Figure it out." Her mouth dropped. The manager said if she couldn't pay, she'd need to wash dishes until the bill was covered. I watched her face cycle through disbelief to anger to pure humiliation. The manager wasn't budging. She ended up in the back washing dishes for an hour and 15 minutes to cover her $18.50 meal, plus the 2 plates she'd sent back. I sat in that booth the entire time finishing my $3 coffee and scrolling through my phone. When she finally came back to the floor, her hair was a mess and her shirt was soaked. I was still sitting there. She looked at me with absolute hatred and walked straight out. Monday morning she requested a schedule change. We don't work the same shifts anymore. She brings lunch from home now, and I still go to the diner every Friday, except now I actually enjoy it. Best $3 I ever spent.